Hi, everybody, and welcome to Be in the Know, Table Games and More. And man, I'm excited to communicate again with one of my favorite people and a legend, in, at least in my circle. Geoff Hall has created some of the best table games that in the business. I mean, it's just it. And Geoff, you're legendary, and we're going to catch up with him and see what's been going on since we last talked to him when the pandemic started, which was, I think, almost 12 months ago. I think it was the last time we chatted, Geoff. Geoff, welcome to Be in the Know.
Thanks, Benny. Good to be here again. It doesn't seem like yesterday I was last here.
Yeah, I tell you what, this time's moving fast, but the conditions aren't changing. You know, I'm hoping that the next time we chat that we're talking about how everything's over and we're going to get together for G2E or something like that. So what's you're in the UK? What's conditions like now? Like what's normal life? Is it normal, or is it you know, are you going out with a bubble over your head, or what's going on over there?
I think the main thing that's happening is the new variant, which is now this Omicron variant, is spreading like wildfire, which I believe it is in the US as well. And obviously the good side of that is that it doesn't seem to be as fatal or as dangerous as the initial, like the Delta variants. So a lot of people are catching it, but they're not ending up in hospital and they're not dying. And so they're feeling a bit rough for a couple of days and then getting back on their feet. We've obviously got a high vaccination rate over here in the UK. So added with the lesser variant strength, hopefully things are beginning to turn. And the Prime Minister over here has sort of suggested that he's going to be very reluctant to make any more severe changes. And so, yeah, we're still walking around with masks. We're still being careful. We're still isolating. But if anything, the situation is better than it was, you know, certainly a year ago.
Yeah, I know you've told me a couple times you were heading to Vegas. I'm heading to Vegas. Mom, I'm just excited. I get my plans made. And they've both times you've kind of got stopped in the process. And, you know, you still got some things going on in Las Vegas. I know when we first had charged chatting, your Lucky Cat game had gotten into the Gold Nugget and doing pretty successful. But you really haven't had no chance to spread your wings and get out to the US again and promote any of these new games you have, right?
No, that's true. I was looking to come over at Thanksgiving. It was 50-50. Then it looked like I was likely to go. The UK opened up its borders and allowing travel into the US again. So everything looked good. But then all of a sudden, flight prices went sky high. Other factors that made me really need to stay here. I've just bought a new property, which I'm moving into next month. And so there's quite a few factors that stopped me from really going before Christmas and leaving it till sometime in 2022, all being well. But I'm still keeping tabs. I'm in touch with, obviously I've got good contact at Scientific Games with Roger Snow. And so we're in talks. He's keeping me abreast of things. Roger's getting more involved in the table games again, which is great for me. And we're discussing about new ways that I may be able to get involved this year. So hopefully, you know, there'll be a release at some point this year that things may be different.
I'll tell you what, I'd just like to be a fly on the wall and listen to a conversation between Geoff Hall and Roger Snow. It's got to be amazing content. So during this pandemic, I can't imagine a guy like you, such a creative mind. You know, I think about that movie, A Beautiful Mind. I mean, you got all this content in your head, and it's just rolling and rolling and rolling and rolling. So what did you do? What did you do to keep yourself sane? Because I know did you create something new? Did you do something new during the pandemic to keep yourself engaged?
Well, the one thing that I knew that doesn't earn me a lot of money is I took up backgammon, which I think I mentioned at the last interview that we had. And since then, I've carried on with that. That's kept my grey matter working and ticking over. In fact, I was fortunate enough to be picked to play for the UK men's team over Christmas. and I had a good record in that. I won all my matches, all 5 matches. So really pleased with that. I'm still keeping that and getting involved in that. As far as creating the games, I have created a way to ramp up or freshen up Blackjack Switch, because as you know, free bet has had a big effect on Blackjack Switch. And what I've managed to do, without saying too much at the moment, is to allow players to play Blackjack Switch as they wish, or if they want, they can put an additional bet on that allows them then to effectively switch and have free bets as well. So you get the benefit of both games. And that should be introduced definitely this year, and it's going to be online with a company called Ascot Games. A very good friend of mine, Mike Lee, is working on the programming of that. So that should be fun to look out for this year.
Wow. Thanks for the kind of tease, the secret tease that nobody else is. I got the I really got exclusive on that. I can't wait. I can't wait to see it. I mean, it's just good. I knew you couldn't just sit there all this time and not add something or come up with something. So that's great. So let me we were discussing offline a little bit, and we were talking about the power of iGaming and how some of these games can go viral on the iGaming platforms. So what's your thoughts about the future of iGaming and variants and side bets, and what do you think?
Well, again, without divulging too much of what I've been talking with Roger, one of the influences, like you said, is to look at live dealer games, because when you've got the internet to work with, you can do anything. You can have 500 players playing one table 1,000 players playing the table at any one time, and then you can put a variety of side bets on, and it doesn't cost the casino anything. When you're running your casino, Benny, and you want to put a new game in, you've got to say, well, which table do I take out to try it out? And then if it doesn't make as much money, you have to explain to people why you tried this game out and why you're losing money. And that doesn't happen on the internet. So I think it's got a lot of future to it. I think that the pandemic has lent as well itself more, because I've noticed certainly not just on casino gaming, but again, going back to backgammon, a lot of players are playing that online now who weren't playing it online before, and I'm sure that applies to a lot of the casino gaming. So there's a big future in designing side bets and fun games, and I'm looking forward. That's something I'd like to maybe shift into, without going away from table games, but actually shifting more my emphasis on the games that that you may see on the internet more.
Yeah, I've been approached on a couple of little games that I came up with. People say, well, we need some new content. We need some new content. Can we? And I said, well, I don't have total rights to this game or that game. You need to talk to these people. But there's definitely interest out there, and I think it's going to get broad, because I mean, when I'm thinking about putting a side bet on a land-based casino game, right? I got to think about, okay, anytime you put a side bet in, you're slowing the game down. I mean, it just is. So there's give and take, right? If you're going to give up time and motion, you're going to either get more time on device or a higher house advantage. Without that chemistry, you're really going to be screwed on a land-based casino. So like when a lot of people in the last 5 to 6 years have went to 2 side bets on their blackjack games. Well, what I tell when I mentor people, say, hey, well, what would you suggest? I said, they have to complement each other. When you talk about the first bet it hits, got to be something like 21+3, Trilux, something where there's no involvement, no decision by the player, boom, you take it. And your second side bet should probably come at the end of the game, something like Buster Blackjack, to where there's like no decision again. The dealer either busted or they didn't. They take the money, boom, 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 and they work in unison. But now online, if you're talking about iGaming, it doesn't matter where they come in the hand. It doesn't matter if the player, well, it does depend. I always say, if somebody tries to sell you a side bet that has a player decision, tell them to go to the next casino over, because you don't want nothing to do it. And I think the same would probably apply on iGaming, because you really don't want to slow the hand up to the next hand or whatever. But as far as payoffs go and where they hit strike in the middle, it really wouldn't matter because the computer's paying that off, not a dealer. And so I'm really excited about online content. And I probably, once I hang up my land-based, I don't know why I'm in this business anyway, but I am, I mean, I still love it. I still love to get my hands dirty and design casino floors and figure out which games should be the best and what's going to get the most time on device, what's going to get the most play. I mean, I'm still into that. Stupid, but I think iGaming's where it's at, man. That's where it's at. So much money, so quick. One of these vendors was telling me they're making 2 cents a side bet. I'm thinking 2 cents. Well, how many did you do last? Well, we did 11 million side bets yesterday. 11 million side bets. Oh my God. I'm starting to calculate that stuff in my head and it's blowing my mind, So yeah, I'm excited, Geoff. Well, Geoff, I'm not going to hold you up because I know you got some fantastic things coming shortly and we're going to have you back on. But Geoff, I really appreciate you taking the time from the UK. I probably interrupted. What do you guys have over there? I had just had a coffee and a bagel. You guys have like tea and crumpets or something, right?
Well, it's getting to that time. I've just had a light lunch. That's all at the moment. So,
all right, my friend. Any last words for our viewers?
Yeah, well, very, very quickly, because you've reminded me that I did come up with a sort of a side bet about 10 years ago. And the only thing that stopped me from putting it in the casino was it was a bit awkward for the dealer to keep track of the bets and to settle them each. And, that is definitely one that I will be focusing on to an iGaming platform because it will work like an absolute dream. It's got a good name to it. So apart from that, hopefully I'll be in my new house in about 5 or 6 weeks time and maybe we can catch up and I'll have a bit more to say, and I can give you a bit more information on where I'm heading.
Well, that sounds great, Geoff. And I hope I'm wishing you and yours a very happy new year. And we'll catch up with you on the next Be in the Know. Thanks, everybody. Subscribe.
Thank you, Danny.
And we'll see you on the next one.